Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am looking forward to sharing with you a couple of poems that appear toward the back of the brand new issue of Down in the Dirt magazine. It's titled Reaching for the Stars, James Webb Telescope image, really double plus cool. These three poems I'm going to share with you also appear in are slated to appear in the upcoming Cyberwit 2023 poetry book titled Testament. This is the tentative title for Testament. That's a lot of words. Tentative title for Testament. This is a book that is going to be about post-Roe v. Wade poetry, life and death issues, and there is going to be things from the first book of the Old Testament and the last book of the New Testament to close off, because you might as well make things interesting, right? But that's going to be this book, so I'm giving you three from part 2 of this book that also appear in Reaching for the Stars, Reaching, as well as the upcoming book, Testament. I like to hide from it. I'll hide from the world with Testament. So these poems, I hope you enjoy. As I said, these are toward the back of the Down in the Dirt issue. And this first one is titled Elixirs of the Gods. I met my God. Okay, he wasn't my God. I was the one who had the power. But he came to me in letters, and after reading his verse, I wanted to share his word with the world. After I continually shared him, he, of course, reciprocated, as any proper God would. Until I, after traveling the world, thousands of miles, I finally came to him. You know, when you finally meet your God, your Sun Ra, you expect everything to be holy, surreal, a true gift. And after losing a loved one on my journey, it was a relief to finally be in his presence, to talk in earnest, while he gave me wine stronger than the gods themselves. But on the horizon, pain of poets came through in violence when gunshots flew over my head, and my pain came flooding back to me as I once again felt lost and afraid. Elixirs of the gods were a welcome relief, especially when straight from the Sun Ra God himself. But after all these years of reading his words, I finally realized that we all walk a tightrope most are too afraid to acknowledge. Yes, we see the beauty in all, but we also far too clearly see the pain. Life can be beautiful, can be wondrous, and still, for those who fully understand, your life force can be stripped from you, even your soul, ripping you of your consciousness. And after that, you then spend what little time you have left trying to put your life back together, trying to give life meaning, trying to make your soul whole. As I said, part 2 is about the passing away of people, or people who are in such pain that they need assisted suicide, and these three that I'm sharing with you relate to that. This poem, the next one, is titled Gods Want Their Life to End. When you are in the presence of a god, you think you'll learn all the answers. You think you'll feel above and beyond. But I say, no, it never works that way. Because when we finally see that sun ray, when it's all supposed to be different, you realize that the god is just a poet, sharing their victory and their despair. We recite verses from memory and think this makes a difference, but we forget what lines we're spouting and forget the verses that truly matter. For before I made my pilgrimage, I received letters from my poet God as he poured out unto me his pains. Some gods want their life to end too. He shared his anxiety of having to lead a normal life after witnessing the atrocities of his world that left him in despair and shame and guilt and sorrow. And don't forget his hopelessness in order to get an ounce of attention. But I've learned the mind of a god is not unlike the mind of a poet. For you know your soul still has more work to do, more to accomplish. And isn't that the pain of every god, every tormented poet? People think you have all the answers. And you do, mostly. But the problem with the depression is overwhelming. When, after all your work, they say in the end, your only choice is to suffer. But the poets, the gods, they're supposed to be the ones with the power. Where does that leave you when you hold someone's hand? Say it will get better. And you don't know in the end if it ever will. These are hard to read. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happiness note, I'm sharing with you poems about somebody who eventually died because of their pain. They had to go to another country for an assisted suicide. And it becomes one part of an upcoming book from cyberwit.net, and it is also 3 poems that are in this Down in the Dirt book that was released from November of 2022 titled Reaching for the Stars. Very appropriately titled, I guess, with the surreal nature of these 3 poems. This is Down in the Dirt magazine from November 2022. One more poem about this theme for this reading for you guys. It's titled Justice. The last time I came to you as justice. I thought justice would do, that justice was all we needed. And of course, I came with my holy grail. And I knew you would fill my cup until my cup runneth over. And all that time, you never spoke to me about the justice you needed. And you never told me how I could assist. You only briefly spoke to me of your pain, your suffering so long ago. Why you couldn't dare speak of it now remains a mystery to me. Unless you knew there was nothing us mere mortals could do. So I tromped around, holding my scales, speaking of justice for our United States when our soldiers are poised to attack, since that's all us Americans understand of justice now. But I never knew how to get justice for you, when in the end, all you do is refill my cup till it runneth over. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, try to sound happy now. Those are 3 poems that are going to be coming up in a 2023 Saberwort book titled Testament. And they are also right now, right at this moment, in the Down in the Dirt November 2022 Volume 201, issue titled Reaching for the Stars. All books are based on an accepted title in the book. This is somebody's accepted writing within this book. And I said, hey, Reaching for the Stars, James Webb Telescope is just starting to put out really rock-on, excellent, cool images. I should put that on the cover. So I did, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And thank you so much for listening. And I am going to come up with some more interesting readings in honor of the community poetry reading space that was on North Lamar in Austin, Texas, hosted by Tom Woodruff, that I continue with these readings in this time period the way they often ran. I will come back. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you very soon. I hope you are all staying safe. I hope you've all been vaccinated if you are capable of being vaccinated. I hope you have all been creative, especially now that we're able to get ourselves out of the holes that we've been in for the past few years. And thank you for listening. I look forward to talking to each and every one of you very, very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.